Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to address a matter of great importance. Not the terrible traffic in Almaty, or frightening possibility of artificial intelligence, or motorcycles on the pedestrian road. I want to talk about little voice that dictates us how to behave. I should work harder. I should eat healthier. I should earn more. Those types of thinking refer to wishful thinking. They put unreasonable demands and pressure on us. Now, don't get me wrong. Not all should statements are inherently negative. Some can motivate us to strive for better. But it's vital to distinguish between healthy aspiration and unrealistic demands. So how can we do it? How can we distinguish? So if you find yourself overwhelming when you find yourself juggling more responsibilities than a circus performer on roller skates, it's a clear sign that you're overwhelmed by your should statements. Other less obvious signs is hiding your true selves and postponing action. Negative should statements leads to hide ourselves. So in order to illustrate this, let me share a confession. When I was a kid, I used to play with various things at home with my friends. And one day, I accidentally broke a vase. I tried my best to fix it with a tape, and I turned it over so my mom would notice. Unfortunately, a couple of days later, she discovered about the vase. She asked my brother and me, "Who did that?" Both my brother and I denied any involvement. As a result, she yelled at my brother. I chose to remain silent. I was always known as a well-behaved girl, while my brother had the opposite reputation. And in my mind, I truly believed that I should maintain the image of a good girl in my parents' eyes. So what is the takeaway of the story? By internalizing should statements imposed upon us by others, we unintentionally hide our true self. As we transition from childhood to adulthood, should statements can change, but the influence continue to us. We become our own harsh critics by internalizing new sets of should statements. I should earn more. I should be on that level. I should have that. Additionally to that, we have other limiting should statements. In order to apply for this job, I need to have this level of experience. In order to be a member of Almaty Toastmasters Club, I need to give an interesting speech, or I need to have a great story to share. Those should statements delay us from taking action. So how can we free from those limiting should statements? We can start by noticing them, by developing self-awareness. In my role as product manager, I find similar should statements to the bugs of the system. So what is a bug? Bug is the error that leads to unexpected behavior of the system. As one system starts to integrate with other systems, the number of bugs tends to increase dramatically. And the rule that follow all IT communities in the world is pretty simple. Fix the bugs first. And I truly believe that we can apply this approach to the bugs of our minds. So, what is the approach? First, you start to notice strange behavior. After noticing strange behavior, you start to question it, whether it's adequate or not. After identifying that this behavior is not adequate, you write and document expected behavior of the system. Then you fix the bug. Pretty simple, isn't it? unfortunately, is not as easy to our minds. We are more complex than IT systems. But the great news is that algorithm is the same. You start noticing the strange feeling of not meeting should expectations. Maybe it's guilt, maybe it's shame, maybe it's other feelings. After noticing, you question them. Is it adequate or not? And then you work toward aligning. Other tips that work for me is reducing social media, self-help books, helpful podcasts, because they put pressure on us. To conclude, should statements has enormous impact on our life. We're influenced by should statements from childhood to adulthood. Negative should statements force us to delay action, force us to hide ourselves, and feel inadequate. The great news, by developing self-awareness, we can work on it. Thank you.
So with public speaking skills, I also